Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Welcome. First of all, hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1535. Today was Self-Care Day. Yes. We started off and we had a nice every morning we have a nice early start because I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. But we went for a nice early walk this morning. It was a very cool 68 degrees outside. Yippee, yay. It's getting cooler in the mornings. We love those cool mornings. Those cool mornings when you're out there walking are just very refreshing. And we were out there before a lot of people were out there, but I was surprised at the number of people we got to meet when we were out there. I have no idea. Oh my God. She's got a little bit of her chew stick left, so she went and found it and brought it back in here. And so I was supposed to do my edging and use the weed whacker and my what's that blower thing? Leaf blower today, but they did make it out to the garage. So they're no longer sitting on my table. They did make it out to the garage, but I sort of really just didn't feel like it. I also had a 7 o'clock meeting this morning with two amazing, incredible women who I had the pleasure of introducing to each other. So it was a really cool way to start the day. A brisk walk in the nice cool air, come back in, have a great meeting. And then I got started on the day, and it's like, okay, breakfast time, and just sort of felt a little out of sorts. I've not really feel like doing anything. And I thought, well, maybe today I'll just take a self-care day and we'll worry about the lawn tomorrow. And so once I made that decision, it was like a pretty easy day. So we did do self-care day. And then this afternoon we went and had a nap, and I pulled out my weighted blanket. Now I have to tell you, I have had this weighted blanket actually I bought it not long after I got Sparkles. And I have to say, I love weighted blankets. To me, have you ever experienced what are your experiences with weighted blankets? These are blankets that have some weight to them. It's just one blanket, and it's got, 10, 15, 20 pounds. I think they even have a 5-pound one. I don't know if they have a 25-pound one, though. But to snuggle under one of those takes me back to my childhood, because in my childhood, we didn't have duvets and comforters. We had blankets. We had wool blankets that were on our bed. So there'd be the sheet and one or two wool blankets, and then the bedspread, and then we had a quilt at the end of the bed that we could then pull over if we needed more warmth. And my favorite thing to do, it didn't matter how cold it got in the house, because we didn't have central heating when I was growing up. You could always snuggle down under these blankets, and it was the weight of the wool blanket that made it hard to get out of bed in the mornings. My mum would probably tell you some stories about getting me out of bed in the morning. But I love snuggling under my weighted blanket. And I hadn't heard of these things before. And then in 2019, when I bought this one, I started hearing people talking about them a lot online. I'm like, what the hell is a weighted blanket? And so I went and I investigated what weighted blankets were. And I was like, feels like you got blankets on top of you. Excellent. And so I went and investigated, and I bought this one weighted blanket. The link for it's in the description below, and I absolutely fell in love with this blanket. And the only problem was that in the RV, I could not use it during the summertime because it was so hot. I would go to bed in the summertime. There would be no bed clothes on me at all. I would pull the bed clothes back and just lay on the bed. It was too hot to even have a sheet on top of me. Because the RV did not cool down very well in the summer. It's not designed for that. But here in this house, I have a sheet and a quilted bed throw on top, and that's what I sleep with. And I thought, and then I came across my weighted blanket, and I was like, wonder what that would be like. But I find that in the evenings, especially during the summertime, at night, I tried sleeping with it at one time, and I just got too hot. It's like, dang. And yes, mine is supposed to be like a body temperature control thing. But it's a little difficult when you run hot. But I did find that when I took my afternoon naps with the weighted blanket, I was out like a light for my naps. And I'd have the timer on and the thing would go off. And that's why we're late on today. That timer went off at like 4 o'clock this afternoon. No, sorry. 4 o'clock, hang on. 4:30 this afternoon. Went off at 4:30 this afternoon. I did not want to get out from underneath my weighted blanket. I did not. I woke up, I turned that timer thing off, and I was like, okay, I guess I got to get up and get moving and get some stuff organized for this evening and for our show this evening, and take Zeffy for a walk before the show. Yeah, that didn't happen. See the look she's giving me, right? I kind of got the evil stare. She's looking at me over her shoulder. Hey, sweetie girl. I wish I could show you her look, and it's priceless. As soon as I put out the camera, though, she'll change it. And I was just snuggled under this weighted blanket, and I find that in the afternoons I get really good naps in the afternoons when I take a nap underneath my weighted blanket. But I still can't sleep with it at night. Although maybe I'll try it again soon because the temperatures are starting to drop outside. The problem is that this house they have now insulated so well that it could be 68 degrees outside and the AC is still working on the inside. I'm like, how? It's 8 degrees cooler. No, yeah, it's like 68 degrees outside. Inside it's at 74 is what the thermostat said, and it's still got the AC's going off right now, but then it's like 90 something outside. So that we had the windows and the doors open till like 3 o'clock this afternoon, and when I went to check the thermostat, it was sitting at 80. I was like, that actually didn't feel too bad. But then I have the fan going above me too. The fan out in the back of the house was very cool. The front of the house very warm. Like I went to close the front door, and there's like this heat wave. You could just feel it rolling in the door. And I'm like, yeah, I think we better close that one because this is the south side, so it gets the sun all day. But weighted blankets, and I thought, well, what are the benefits of weighted blankets? I had to go back and have a look at the descriptions of the weighted blanket and what some of the benefits are. It does help you sleep better, and I am one that can attest to that. When I was in the RV during the fall through spring, when the temperatures got down into like below 70 at night, I could sleep with a weighted blanket on, and I will tell you, I got the best night's sleep during those months, except for those 4 months from like May through September. It was too hot to sleep. Yeah, 4 or 5 months. It was just too hot to sleep with the weighted blanket on top. But I will tell you this, definitely. Well, one, it was a cooler, but having the weight of the blanket on you just gave me a sense of comfort, and it's even pressure throughout the whole body. I found that some of the aches and pains that I'd had during the day, like if I'd been sitting wrong or something like that. And I know when I drove back from San Diego on Monday, I must have been sitting in my car wrong or something. I don't know. And at times I felt like I wasn't straight onto the steering wheel. I was kind of like on an angle. And my my right hip at the back of it has been playing up, giving me twinges and stuff. Having a nap, and I usually feel it when I go to bed at night, but underneath my weighted blanket, I don't feel it at all. That's wonderful. It goes away. But you get some nice, cool, great sleep, because that weight of blanket over you just takes you back to your childhood. Well, for me, it takes me back to my childhood. Excuse me, I've got a very dry mouth right now. It takes me back to my childhood when I would be safely tucked up in bed with the wool blankets on top of me and just snuggled down there. That's what this weighted blanket does for me. It takes me back to that time where I felt safe. It helps reduce stress. I wake up feeling very refreshed when I have a nap underneath that blanket. So it definitely improves sleep. It helps me fall asleep faster, and I fall asleep fast pretty well. It was one of the things that used to annoy Brad because he says, how do you do that? He wake up and he goes, how do you do that? I go, do what? He says, fall asleep so quickly. I says, I just have my routine, and my body knows that, I've got my nightly routine that I do every night, and my body knows that this is the routine. And when you start doing it, it's time to get ready for sleep. And so, I just close my eyes and go to sleep after I've done have to read first. And he knew the reading thing. He'd been there when I hadn't done the reading thing. One night, and I was just tossing and turning. I finally had to turn the light on and read for like a paragraph or something, and then I was able to go to sleep. But he says, how do you go to sleep so fast? I said, I just have my routine, and then I just close my eyes and go to sleep. But underneath this blanket, I go to sleep even faster. Because when I'm laying down to have a nap and I've got the blanket on me, I read a little bit. And I can't even read a full paragraph when I'm underneath the blanket. It's like I'm laying there reading it, and I'm like, I can't even read it. And I'm like struggling to get to the end of the paragraph. And I just close the Kindle, drop it on the bed right there where it is, and just go to sleep. It's just very, very good. For me, it helps get a good rest, whether it's napping or full night's sleep. Any stress I have in the body just like disappears. It just floats away underneath the weighted blanket. It's very, to me, it gives me security, and because it takes me back to that childhood when I was snuggled up in bed at night to go to sleep, and I knew that everything was okay, and that mum and dad watching over everything, watching over us, and that sort of thing. And I just felt very safe. And that's a thing that it gives me. So it's very calming as well as reducing the stress. It can help relieve some pain relief, and I have noticed that at times. I have issues with my left ankle from a high sprain that it had back in 2010, where I had a severe high sprain on it. And every now and again, it tweaks and gives me some trouble in that. I will sit there and put that weighted blanket just over my ankle, and it just melts away. I don't know. I just find them amazing. So that was a self-care day today. So we had some relaxation. We did some, what did we do today? Oh, we did a couple of, we did do a little bit of work. My inbox, my email this last week, I haven't checked as much as I normally do. Like I check it in the morning, I check it in the evening, and that's it. It's done. I go in there and it's like, there's just a whole bunch of mail. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like one of my mailboxes is sitting at, what does that one say? 1,063 new emails. New. Because it normally does. Oh no, hang on, sorry. That's not the mail. That was my notes. My emails are sitting at 819 for new emails. Unread, 819. So I sort of like, we'll do a little bit of a, that's what it's down to. I can't remember what it was when I started it, but we did get rid of some in there. And I've got like 5 email addresses I have to check. So we got rid of some, and some of them are back in normal control. Others are still a little out of control, but we're getting there. So it's just a very easy, very gentle day today. Not stressing about anything, but we did have a good nap. And I apologize that my weighted blanket kept me in bed for so long, because I was planning on at 4:30, perfect, because then I can get up. We can take Zeffy for an evening walk around 5:15, because we'll be back in time to do the show. And that didn't happen. So, are you somebody who uses a weighted blanket? What do you think of them? I absolutely love my weighted blanket, and I love sleeping underneath it because it's just so, for me, it's just calming, it's relaxing, it helps me sleep, get really good night's sleep. And if my ankles are playing up, I just put them underneath the blanket, and it just relaxes them enough that the pain goes away. So, just with minor pain, if it's severe pain, it will help reduce the pain. It won't actually make it go away, but just depends on if I tweaked it or something. If I tweaked it and it feels like I've sprained it again, then I'll put it under the blanket, and it doesn't fully take the pain away. It just takes a little bit of but it helps reduce the pain. And I keep thinking of rice, what is it? Oh yeah, what the heck is going on with my this happened on Thursday when we were doing Networking Next Level. I sat there and I did the thumbs up, and it did this bubbly thing. And then when I went this, it does this. I thought it was something in Zoom, but now it's doing it here in StreamYard, and I'm sort of like, what the heck? Okay, so apparently my camera does things. I don't know what. Hi, wave. Does it do anything with a wave? No. Wave? No, nothing. Excellent. But does it with a thumbs up? There it goes. And 2 thumbs up, you get fireworks. We discovered this during Networking Next Level, because Casey would ask, can you see this? Is it okay? And you give thumbs up, and this thing started happening, and I did 2 thumbs up one time. This fireworks. I'm like, what the heck? So apparently your camera will do a little cartoony thing. Isn't that cool? I didn't realize it did it on StreamYard as well. I thought it was a Zoom thing, but obviously it's a camera thing, I think. Anyway, so that's it. We're out of here. We're gonna go take our walk. I'm getting the glare from her again. So yeah, so we're gonna get out of here. Go for a walk and enjoy the cool night air at, I don't even know what the temperature's down to. But I have to say the last few nights going for a walk in the evening has been very, very pleasant. It's 84 degrees outside right now. What are we going to tomorrow? How do I look at the day thing? Start at 67 and get to 100 tomorrow. Oh my gosh, we're on 100 for let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We are barely hitting 100. We've got 100 or 101 is the high for the next 5 days. And then we drop back down into the 90s and into the 80s. Looking forward to that one. The day I have that we're doing the festival thing, it's meant to be a high of 83. I'm like, yes. Overnight low of 58. Oh, it's going to be a good walk that morning. Anyway, we're out of here. We're going to go take our walk now. If you have a weighted blanket, let us know in the comments what you think of them. Do you love them, hate them? What are some of the benefits that you have found with the weighted blanket? Does it improve your sleep? Are you helping it? Does it help you reduce stress? Does it keep you calm? What are some of the benefits? Do you help? I find that some minor pain will disappear underneath the weighted blanket. What are some of the benefits that you have found with a weighted blanket? If you want to get a weighted blanket and try it, there's a link in the description down below where it says Helen's favorite weighted blanket. And you can go check that one out. That's the one that I got. So I just put it there so you can see the one that I have. But I love it. I find that if I take the cover off it, the one I get comes with a cover. And the cover's great during winter months in the RV. But right now, I found I could use the weighted blanket longer if I took the cover off, because it does have an airflow thingy that the cover seemed to like squish a little bit. So I could use it just a few more nights before I had to give it up for a summer. So, but anyway, that's it from us. Have a self-care day. It's always important to have a self-care day, just where you just kick back, relax, recharge your batteries. I don't know what it was. I was falling asleep so much this morning. It was unbelievable. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. And I will try to promise to be on time tomorrow evening, and I'll try not to spend so much time under my weighted blanket tomorrow afternoon. But I will be crawling. Once I do the lawn thing, I'll come in and have a shower, and then I will crawl underneath my weighted blanket. Just, I don't know, see if it keeps away any aches and pains from exertion. I don't know, from mowing the lawns, because I do have a push mower. But the last time I used the push mower, I didn't feel any tensions or any pain or anything like that. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.